Hey everybody, and welcome to today's video. Now what I want to talk about today is something that can be extraordinarily frustrating if you're trying to manifest things, or especially if you've already been using the law of attraction for some time. I'm sure this message will resonate with you. And that is that when you're actually getting close to your manifestation, or you're being taken along that path towards what you're trying to create, and sometimes the doors that you have to walk through are not doors that you want to walk through. And you know, you see the door open and you're looking inside and looking at what's in there, and you can't really tell. All you know is it's uncomfortable as hell. The feeling that you get is just, maybe you're scared to go in through the door, or you're just not quite sure what you're going to find back there. You're pretty much sure that, this is the way the universe is presenting your manifestation to yourself. And you got to walk through that door. Sometimes you might kind of just stand outside the door and just wait, and just kind of look at it and give it the side-eye glance before you decide to finally walk through. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with taking your time, making the decision to make sure that it's something that you physically are going to be able to do. But that is one of the most difficult things when you're manifesting. If you watched yesterday's video, you saw me express just a little bit of frustration with myself, because I do have a tendency, when Spirit throws up blocks or construction zone turns, so to speak, when Spirit will throw me things that I have to change what I thought I wanted to have happen immediately, and I have to change it, it's really difficult for anybody to look at those changes and not say, I don't want to mess with this right now. I don't want to do this. I don't want to make that change. And then you're just going to block your manifestation, or you're going to make it extraordinarily more difficult for Spirit to bring it to you. So a lot of times what I'll do, and recently, especially in the last couple of weeks, I've had an extraordinarily difficult time with the number of changes and twists and turns, and the effort that I've had to put in to just get some really small bits of progress. And I mean really small bits. Some of the progress is, sometimes when you're looking at your own progress, you kind of have to make stuff up in your mind, right? You're like, well, I'll just count that as a sign that I'm on the right path. And sometimes in hindsight, you were right, and sometimes you were just making shit up so that, you would keep moving forward. But it's okay. What I'm finding the last couple of weeks is not to immediately react. And even if you feel like you have a knowing, but that knowing is causing you a stress or a worry or a concern, wait until you've cleared out all the cobwebs in your head, and you just get to the pit of your stomach, the pit of your knowing, and you go, well, I have to jump off this cliff. I absolutely have to do it. And if I want what I keep asking to get, I have no choice. I have to make this step. Otherwise, we all know it's just going to take longer, and a more difficult path is going to present than the one that you should have taken. And that's another thing. A lot of times, in hindsight, we might look back and think, well, if I would have, should have, could have done something different, if I would have done this different, my expectation is that the result would have been different. But that never really holds water for me, because the idea that the result is going to be different with different actions, the thing about that is that, look at it this way. If you were sure that if you had taken a different action, that you would have gotten a different result, ask yourself why you're so sure about that. Because at the time that you were taking the action, you were sure of the result that you were going to get, only it didn't work out that way. So if you were sure of the result you were going to get and you didn't get it, why are you so sure that had you taken a different approach, you would have gotten the result that you expected? Truth is, we don't know what to expect, and it all is going to change depending on what action we take. I know for me personally, there's some doors right now that I've been pounding on and pounding on and pounding on, and I know somebody's on the other side of that door, and I'm pretty sure they're getting annoyed enough to let me in, so I'm going to keep knocking. But at the same time, man, soon I'm going to start banging my head up against that door rather than just knocking on it. And sometimes that's the only way you're going to have to do it. Sometimes the only way through the door is to let Spirit know, I am not going to go away. So you're going to have to let me in. I see this door. I'm at this door. I want in. Let me the hell in. And, you know, if after that, if you really show an abundance of resilience and that door still won't open for you, there will come a time when you have to sit down with yourself and say, okay, is this really what I want? Make sure that this is what you want, because there might be some things that you feel like you're pounding down the door to achieve that in hindsight, when you get to the point where you just can't break through the door, you might look back and go, wait a minute, I forgot why I wanted this. I forgot while I was even knocking on this door. I've been pounding on this door for so long that it became more about getting the door to open than it did about the thing that I don't even remember now why I was knocking on the door in the first place. So there is a point in time when your resilience can be used against you. If you just keep knocking on the same door and it's just not going to open, double check with yourself to make sure, extrapolate out the results. And what I mean by that is that, okay, you've been knocking on this door for however long and it won't budge. All right? So what you're going to want to do is just say, okay, I'm going to just play a game in my head. And I'm going to say, let's say I get that door to open and I get everything that I think I want. And you extrapolate that out, and now let's play a game in your head where you've gotten what you want. Now, what's your day-to-day life actually like? What are the actual results of the changes to your life if you get that thing? And if you still are like, yes, this is what I want, keep pounding on that door. Keep pounding on it, all right? But if after a while you get sick of pounding on the door and you extrapolate it out and you go, you know, wait a minute, I see why I'm blocked here, because this isn't really truly what I want. Might have been something I thought I wanted and I got stuck on asking for it over and over again. But now that I really think about it, I'm going to make a left turn and go do something else, because if I get what I want, I'm going to realize it's not really, that's not really what I want my life to be. And sometimes Spirit will know that, and that's why that door will remain shut no matter how hard you knock. If it's not something that's going to bring you along that path to what you really, really want all the way deep down inside, a lot of times Spirit just won't open up that door. And sometimes it will let you make that mistake, but then most of the time, if it's a mistake, it's going to kick you back out the door, kicking and screaming, and leave you crying at the curb wondering, where the hell did I go wrong? I thought I was supposed to go through that door. And when that happens, that's when it's time to recenter, meditate, and just figure out, all right, let's look at this again. How do I want the end picture to be? And make sure it still resonates with what you originally had attempted to manifest. So, all right, that's enough for today. I appreciate everybody who has been watching, and we're going to have a few more different videos coming up here in the next few weeks. Like I said, Karen had to go out of town unexpectedly, so that's kind of put a little bit of a delay on when we're able to change the setup in this room. And like I said, we're going to have some chairs and some later night esoteric talk. That's going to take a few extra weeks because she had to kind of go out of town to take care of something unexpected. So that will be coming up shortly. So I appreciate everybody who has been watching, and please, if you would, do me a favor. If you like the videos, like and share the videos. That would really be great. I'm going to keep doing them even if there's only 20 people watching, which is basically what we have now. I'd like to put some zeros in front of that 20 or behind that 20, I guess. I would like the message to get out a little bit further. So if you do enjoy the videos and you're still watching at this point, please do me and Karen a sweet favor and share the video. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you again tomorrow.